Yeah,
Have you,
definitely. I want to work on that one.
have you used that at all in constructive rest or in lying in bed?
Yes, and I still find myself stopping breathing.
Oh,
Not
okay.
always, not always, but I'm wondering, like, I wonder, like, can I use the direction, like, breathe easier? Or is, because I know that's the goal, like a deeper, more full breathing. I'm getting it. I just think I need to practice it because I find myself like, wait, you're not breathing. You have to inhale.
Right. You could say, I'm free to breathe. That might be
Yeah.
a useful alternative.
Uh-huh.
That's worth exploring because that's a great add-on to constructive rest and going to sleep at night. And
Yes.
by going to sleep doesn't matter whether you're on your back or your side, or that's not relevant. It's just um, I'm free to breathe. That would maybe help take care of the stopping issue for now, but
Mhm.
I would come back to I'm not breathing.
I do. I want to get better at
Maybe
it.
go with that I'm free to breathe for a while, see what
Mhm.
happens. And because I think you're right. You've this the stopping.
I'm taking it too far, too literal. Taking it too
Well,
literal.
uh, it's not. It's yeah. I don't know that it's too literal. It's a different thing, which can be confused with the I'm not breathing thought.
Hmm.
Because the I'm not breathing is not saying, really, it's not saying I'm not, it's just saying I'm not breathing the way I am right now. That's all it's saying. It's not saying, hey, no more breathing for me for a couple of days. Um, you know what I mean? That's not the plan here. It's just saying, not the way. You could even experiment with saying, I'm not breathing, I'm breathing differently.
Yeah.
Try that. That might be an interesting one for you. I'm breathing
Breathing
differently,
differently.
and leave it up to your unconscious mind to figure out what that differently is. Don't come in with an agenda. No agenda on your part. You just think, what did I just say? It's such a great idea. I can't remember now.
I'm breathing differently.
I'm breathing differently. Yeah, I
I'm
think that
breathing
would be a
differently.
great one. Uh,
Yeah, I
I'm free
agree.
to breathe. Those would all be good. Um,
Okay.
the other place that would be kind of fun to explore, assuming you've got time to do it, would be during activities like, say, walking, where you're not as likely to notice a change in your breathing from a direction because you're being swamped with other things, bigger movements, legs and arms moving. So as you're walking or doing or spinning, spin class,
Spin class. Okay, yes.
spin, that means bicycle, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, spinning.
Spinning. Yep.
Um, if you just if you think I'm not breathing,
Hmm.
um,
I'm breathing differently.
or I'm breathing differently. What could happen if you it would be that you notice something, but it doesn't seem to have anything to do with breathing. You might notice that the actual spinning or cycling gets a little easier in the same kind of way that you did with the
Hmm.
centers of gravity. Um, and it's an example of where awareness, self-awareness, which is generally considered a good thing and usually is, but there's some situations where you might, especially learning to use a new direction, where um, using a direction where you're not going to notice directly the effects on your breathing. You won't have enough self-awareness to get that, but you are aware of what you're having to do for the bike, exercise
Yeah.
bike. and just see what happens when you use the classic direction, I'm not breathing, while you're cycling for maybe for 10 seconds or so, and then switch over to a nonsense thought, like I'm green, go back
Yeah.
and forth a few times, and just be a little bit interested in what happens. Uh,
Yeah.
Now, the tricky part is you don't want to do a couple, 2 or 3 cycles, and then be doing the nonsense and direction, and then having some idea of what it's going to be like when I switch over to I'm not breathing.
Uh-huh.
That's that's a little trap you got to avoid, try to avoid. In other words,
Yeah. Okay.
no idea, as much as possible, no idea what's going to happen.
Okay.
Even though in the last 2 or 3 times I did it, this kind of thing happened. Much better not to have any expectations, even very, very subtle ones,
Okay.
you know?
Oh, I think that's a good reminder because I think that's something that
That's what
catch
we
myself
are
doing.
all dealing with. Alex
Okay.
teachers and students, Alexander teachers and Alexander. It's so easy to get caught up in something, especially if it's something nice, like, oh, a little freer, my cycling's a little better, that can be a subtle form of expectation of something. And the you that's doing it now is not the you that's doing it in 10 minutes or next or tomorrow or next week.
Right.
So that's just a little
Okay.
warning. It's like,
All right.
on the other hand, when you catch yourself doing it, that's a great moment because you realize, oh, look at that. I got caught up in that. So I have proof positive that I can get caught up in something, but then I
Mhm.
can notice and just say, no, that's not what I had in mind.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
have fun with it.